So we'll go ahead and start our recording and go into, we're going to start in desk. So we're always going to start in mycvdesk.com. I know sometimes agents go into the Realogy end of it, but it's much more user friendly in the desk format. So once we jump into desk, you're going to have all of your tiles here. I always like to point out, I always apologize if you already know this, but you can toggle each of these around. So if I want to move my tiles around and have them in a specific order, I can do that. Something new as of last week, I can also look at a list view. I can put them in a custom order, most recent at the top, the drag and drop method, which is my preference personally, A to Z, Z to A, what I'm looking for. I can also filter them out. So if I just want to look for marketing, I can do that too, or any of the other options here. And if I'm really looking for something and struggling, I can just type it in and it'll pop up and eliminate all of the other things on the screen. So I'm just going to go ahead and click through to InTouch, and that's going to open up the app itself. So from that view, I'll make the screen a little bit bigger so it's a little easier to see. From this screen, this is our home screen. When you come in, you're going to have a pipeline at the top. It's going to show you kind of in a one snapshot view, all of your clients, everyone that's in your contacts, prospects, etc. You're able to edit this information. I will show you that in just a moment. You can change the colors, you can change the order, you can change what they are labeled. So you can really customize that to utilize that the way that you prefer. Then you're going to find a screen that says new contacts. So if I go in and I add any contacts myself, they're going to pop up in the screen if their status is new. Or if someone has come through my website, they're also going to be here as a new contact. I'm probably going to go through and click the status button and change them to a different status because I like to keep this area clean. I like to keep it empty. That way, if I come in, I do come in InTouch every morning. It's the very first thing that I do in case I have a message, in case I have a reminder set up for myself for the day. And that way, if I've missed anyone, I can see them if they are here. And I don't have to worry about missing potential paycheck by missing a potential client. If I have any upcoming reminders, they will be down here. I can see them here. I can also view all of my reminders at one time, or if I would like to add a reminder. Now, you can add a reminder in the InTouch system for basically anything that you need. I have myself included in my CRM, in my database, so that I can go in, add a reminder very easily. If there's a task I need to do, I need to make a phone call, I have a meeting I need to keep, I can add that contact in. As soon as I start typing them in, if they're in my database, they're going to automatically come up. So I'm just going to choose my CV Move because that's me. So that's just going to give me the reminder in the system. If it's for a specific client, it will come up for that client. And maybe I need to remember the due date, maybe tomorrow at 12 o'clock, I need to send an email to someone, or I need to remember to sign up on Sales Pro for a class, or something that I need to do for AMP. I want to put that in there and remind myself, and then I'll just save that. And you'll see here, because it is an upcoming reminder in the next few days, it's going to show right here on this screen. So I can be as lengthy as I want, or as basic as I want there, and that'll come up here. So we're going to dive into the account, and I'm going to show you where you can find this particular pipeline. So the account's in the upper right-hand corner. We're going to click on account and click on my account. The first thing that's going to pop up is going to be all of your account information. So we can hit this blue edit button here. And we can get in and dive into our information. We want to make sure that our display name, so that's the name that's going to come out on the website, on the marketing pieces. So right now, my website, if I want to get to my website, I don't even know what my website is. What is it? What does my name even look like on my website? I can cheat the system a little. I can hit this website option up here, and I can hit view site. And that's going to take me directly to my consumer facing live InTouch website. So you'll see here, this is my website. I've done a lot of work on it, and my name is just Angie Myers on my website. So I probably want to include my title. So I can include Realtor. I do have to have the registered symbol with that. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and take it off of here. Now, oh, that did not work at all. So if you have a numbers pad on your keyboard, you're able to hit the Alt key 0174, and that registered symbol will come up. Most of the time, I just go to Google. I Google registered symbol, and then I just go in and I copy it because I don't have any other way to use it. But I can have Angie Myers Realtor on my website, and then my legal name, that's going to be as it's found on my license. So I definitely want to make sure that if I have a nickname, I'm only using that nickname if it's on my real estate license. My license does say Angie, so I can use that. I don't have to go by Angela. Nobody even has to know that that's my name. License number is not required in the state of Maryland. You can include it if you choose. If you're on a team, you can check that off. Phone numbers, you're able to go in and put in your cell phone number. So I'm just going to use one of my office numbers. So I'm going to use the office number as my cell phone number because I don't have mine on a public facing site, but you definitely want your cell phone number here. You want to place your office number here. And then you also want to toggle toggle off of anything that you do not use. So I'm not a big Skype person. I don't have an iPhone, so I don't use FaceTime. I'm not big on WhatsApp. I'm good with Zoom. I'm good with Google Duo and with text. So I have those included. Now, those are contact methods that are going to show up on your website. So if someone goes to your contact page, they're going to see those over here. Video chat is used for pre-arranged appointments only. So it's not like somebody's going to go set up a Zoom call for me. And these are my preferred methods. So you can see that anything that I unchecked, it doesn't even show up. So it's not going to tell people, hey, I do Zoom and Google, but I don't do Skype. So it's not going to do that. Then here for your mailing address, you want to make sure that you have the correct mailing address for your office. So the Towson office did just move, and we have a brand new address. So that is the 828 Kenilworth Drive, Towson, 21204. And definitely want to have that Realtor logo and Equal Housing logo checked off. That will display down in the very bottom footer of your website just to make you legal, because Maryland real estate law does say that we have to, it is a good idea to incorporate those into everything that we do marketing wise. If you have any designations at all, you can input them here. Just note that they do have to be in alphabetical order. And as well as that, we want to make sure that we have any designations that have that little registered symbol. If you're not quite sure, you can always Google NAR designations, run through the list. It will show you like ABR does have the registered symbol, ALC doesn't, some of these others don't. But as you scroll through, you'll see which ones include that registered symbol. And the Real Estate Commission does prefer for us to have that in alphabetical order. So again, for your title and your display name, you can include your title with your name. That is always recommended, although not required. And for your title, you can use realtor or salesperson, or if you're an associate broker, you can use that. The real estate commission does shy away from sales associate. They find it confusing for the consumer when it comes to associate broker. So realtor, I always say you guys pay all that extra money to use that. So have at it. I will change mine back to field marketing specialist just so that I don't get in any kind of compliance issues, because I'm a referral agent. Also, let's go ahead and put that on there. Reply to emails. So you're going to see that you have a website. So that does give you your full website address that we're going to find when we go to your home screen for your website. So this website here is going to match this website here. Your CRM email. A lot of agents get really confused, like, what is this? Why do I have it? Why is there no dot between my name? So your CRM email is the email that people are going to use when they are communicating with you inside of this system. So if I go to your website and I sign in and register, and I send you an email, it's going to come in through your InTouch system. If I decide to contact you here, it's going to come through your InTouch system. So that's just why you have that extra email there. And then external email, I'm going to have my CB Move, or now we have the cbrealty.com. And that reply to email, that's going to be on all of my marketing that I send out. If I do a flyer, if I print out a postcard and I send that out as a mailer. So most of the time I do suggest, just as a best practice, that reply to email is your cbrealty.com, just because that's outside of the spectrum of your website. So once you have all of that, again, remember to check that little realtor logo. I'm not allowed. But you want to go ahead and save that information. And that's just going to ensure that all of the marketing that's coming out has all of the necessary information on it. I will let you know, if you do some marketing pieces, always double check your work. This is a national program. The state of Maryland does let us know, and I will show you that anytime you do any marketing in advertising, in real estate at all, any kind of marketing, they require that associate brokers and salespersons alike, if you use an individual telephone number, this can be a cell phone, a home office, a direct line, anything at all, you must, or your email address. So if you have both or either, or you must also include the advertisement in the marketing, the identified telephone number of your broker or branch office manager. So we always have to have our office number if our number is included, and we have to have it if our email address is included. And that, we can just put O: or office or anything that we want to do. We can include that. It does have to be identified. So it does have to be labeled. You'll see here on my website, it isn't labeled up here on the top, but if you scroll all the way down to the very, very bottom, you're going to find that information in my footer, and it's going to have that information there for me with my office spelled out. And mine's a little wonky because I'm an employee, so it kind of goes through all of my different offices, because I'm licensed a little differently. For my website information, this is where your bio is going to live. Bio seems to give a lot of agents some heartburn. How do I write a bio? What do I say? I don't know how to talk about myself. Design Concierge is a fantastic opportunity to have a professionally written bio by a professional writer. It does cost money, but it is a great way to get that bio in there. You can write your own, or reach out to your field marketing specialist. I have an English degree, so that's something I greatly enjoy. Once we start working together, I have a bio form to fill out, as does the professional writer for Design Concierge. I will say, from my professional perspective, their bios are absolutely incredible. I cheated for mine. I took a lot of information out of my job description, but as an independent contractor, you really don't have a job description. So it's also important, I think, to include some information about yourself toward the bottom. But this is where your bio will live. So your full bio, that's your why. Tell your story. Why are you in real estate? What can you do for someone? And your bio summary is just going to be a little snippet of what you do, and why you do it. And the difference for that and where that's going to show on your website, why that's important to have that is you do have the option to include an agent card. So here I have an agent card. It has my photo. I think it's a little too big, but here I have this little blurb here about who I am and what I do. And then, visit the Meet Angie tab above to read my full bio and get to know more about me. And now somebody can click on that Meet Angie tab and get my full bio. And when I send them there, they're also going to get my testimonials, any other information I want to give. If I'm on a team, I can have my team information here so that I'm compliant. I can have my own logo. I can go to Design Concierge and have my own logo created for less than $80, which is amazing. And I can include that here. Or in some cases, I had an agent that her logo is not quite finalized just yet. So she's like, well, what do I put there? I want to be able to utilize that space. So down here, she has her full bio and she has the photo here. I would always recommend having your full bio at the top. Someone may not scroll down to find it at the bottom. But just know that that is where you will find that. And anything that you put here, again, will be at the very top of your About page. Not to be confused, we'll get into it in a minute, in your website where you have an About page, and that's where everything at the bottom of your About page will live. You also have the opportunity, and you would just click this edit button here. That's going to open that up so that you can edit that, and then just be sure to save it when you're done. So once you have your main components done of your account, you're going to go down and add some social media. Anytime that you hear anyone in Coldwell Banker talk about social media, we're talking about your business social media. I don't want to send anybody to my Facebook page because if we're not or my Facebook profile, because if we're not friends, you're not going to be able to see anything anyway. And people aren't looking to connect with me that way. They're looking to connect on a professional level. I do have my Facebook business page. Excuse me. So sorry. As well as my Instagram. I just have the Coldwell Banker. I do have my LinkedIn, and I have a Coldwell Banker blog. So for me, I just thought Instagram and a blog would be good. If you're looking for the Coldwell Banker information, you can find that on desk. If you go to marketing and go to social media, you're going to find that right here down here on the bottom. So that's there for you, and you can click through to get to Coldwell Banker Twitter, get to Coldwell Banker Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all of the fun things. And I include up to 4 because on your website, I found that in most cases, only 4 will pop up to the top, and I like to control my marketing. I want to make sure that the 4 that I want on my website are showing. So once you've done that, again, you can just scroll on down to add social media, choose the media that you want. Maybe it's MySpace. Put that URL in there and then save it, and it will save it right here for you. You can also go in and edit if maybe something has changed on your URL. Maybe you were using Instagram for Coldwell Banker's Instagram. Now you have your own Instagram for business. I can go in, I can update that and put my own Instagram in there as well. And remember, that's on a business level. Once I'm done with this account page, my account is not quite set up in its entirety just yet. I'm going to go ahead over to the left-hand menu bar, and I'm going to click on Office Info. That's where I want to put in my office address, make sure that everything is correct, that I have my correct office phone number, and that it's formatted, whether you use dashes or you use dots. Just make sure that you're consistent throughout your website And definitely check your time zone. They auto default to Pacific for whatever reason. So I want to include that information and save. And you'll see when you do that, the Coldwell Banker Realty, when you hit edit, that's grayed out because we do always have to have Coldwell Banker Realty. So please always remember, any marketing that we do, we cannot say CB, we cannot say Coldwell Banker. Everything must always say Coldwell Banker Realty, and that is a rule of the Maryland Real Estate Commission. So that is a compliance issue. And I see that sometimes, not as much as usual. So people are really honing in on that and getting better at it. We also have my images. So this is where you're able to go in and add your professional headshot, your marketing logo. And if you have your own logo, you can add that here. If you have a stock image that is a free stock image, you can add that here, or your own photo that you've taken. Just be aware that any photos that you share in public, whether that's on social media in any way, shape, or form, or on your website, must be non-copyrighted material. So I can't just go to Google and look for houses for sale and just post a picture of a house, but I can go into Brand Serve, one of our Coldwell Banker tiles on desk. I can go onto that and go through Brand Serve and get some great stock imagery there. And just as a shout out, you can also go to unsplash.com and find freely usable images. You do not have to pay for them. Or plexels.com is another one that I use, and you can go in and look for, and Canva is another great resource as well. For your marketing logo, when you click upload photo, they are already here for you. So these are all of the logos that we are permitted to use. We must have one of these logos when we do our advertising. Again, we can't have just the Coldwell Banker or just the CB Star. We do have the Coldwell Banker Realty, and it can be in any of these formats. I will warn you to choose a blue logo here, Coldwell Banker Blue, because if you choose white and go to send an email out through this system, it will be a white logo on a white background. So I don't have to tell you that that will be invisible. So definitely choose one of these. You can choose whichever format you prefer, and that will be for your marketing. The next tab is activity alerts. Definitely want to make sure all of these are checked off just so that we're getting notified when anyone comes through our website. If they've left us a testimonial, maybe they are a new contact that we have. We don't want to miss that opportunity to reach out. Your status setup. So that's going to be that pipeline on the first page. You can go through and change the colors. You can change the titles. Do I want this to show in my pipeline? It will show from top to bottom, will show in your pipeline from left to right. So I don't show the trash because I just don't care about that. Maybe I don't want to show anything that's sold. Anything that you do, your status will update and it will come up in your pipeline. Your MLS setup. So as a new agent, once you have joined the Bright MLS, I do have a cheat sheet that you can look at on my website, and this is something I can email to you as well, and it's how to set up an IDX. So you might be sitting there saying, I don't even know what an IDX is. That's okay. I didn't when I started either. It's an umbrella term for an internet data exchange. So basically taking the data from the MLS and putting it on my own website. If you would like a more detailed explanation, I do have a link here for beginner real estate agents or just anybody that wants to learn. And it's going to go through a brief history of what it is, how does it work, what are the rules, and what can it do for my business. One thing that I am very fond of is if I'm going to learn any new tool or trick in real estate, I want to know how it's going to build my business. Ultimately, how does it make me grow my business and make more money? So do you need an IDX? You can read through this, what it looks like without it, what it looks like with it. The big difference is if you do not have an IDX, other agents' names are going to pop up on your website. You will only access Realogy listings, and in our immediate area, that is Coldwell Banker and Century 21. That's not a lot. I mean, that's a lot of listings, but it's not all of them. I want my website to be comprehensive. I want to hand someone my business card and say, hey, look, you can go to my website and search everything available on the market with real-time data. No estimates, no other information, just real hard facts. And you'll see everything does come through the Bright MLS. We do, as a rule of the Maryland Real Estate Commission, have to give credit to where the listing comes from. But other than that, it's all of your information. And I do have step-by-step directions on how to set that IDX up on your own website. Once that is done, you're just going to put in your agent ID and your office ID, or once you've followed the directions here for your IDX website, just shoot me an email and I can help you add this information here. Once that's turned on, when I go to your website, I'll be able to search for everything on the market. We also have orders and billing and shipping. So if you place any orders through the system, you'll be able to utilize those. And we have a mobile app. I always like to point this out because I'm a big fan. You can go and download a Market Leader app through the App Store or Google Play. It will come up as ML, the little picture for it, and it has the little swoosh in blue. So that is the correct app. Once you have the app and you've installed it, you are an existing customer because InTouch goes through the Market Leader system. You can create a PIN here, put that PIN into your app, and it will automatically connect. Anytime you visit my website, it notifies me via my cell phone. And email settings, I would be remiss if I did not include this. So you definitely want to have your realtor or salesperson or associate broker here. I have a little extra information because I am an employee. You can put your cell phone, again, your email number, your email address. And we know as a licensed agent, I also have to have my office phone number because I have my email there. I have my cell phone number. That doesn't pertain to me because I'm an employee of the company. You want to have your website here. You can also do visit my website. And if you highlight that and you click this here, you're able to go to your website. Again, in Market Leader, that's website, view site, and I can just copy the link for my site. I'm able to just highlight what I want to link, go in, add that URL. I want that to open in a new window and save. If you have a tagline, if you have any other thing, you can add that here as well. And you can also add a logo. If you need any help with this at all, let me know. We can do a one-on-one appointment and I can walk you through that. Your account, your bio, your images. The other thing that you want to be able to do is add your contacts. So I find a lot of times agents that come into the business and the first thing they want to do is social media. I would not suggest that. My first thing is I'm going to throw all of my contacts into my database. I'm going to group them so that they make sense to me. They're very easy to manage. I can't manage 1,000 people easily, but I can manage 5 or 6 groups very easily. And then I can also set them up on drip marketing. If I want to see all of my contacts, I'm just going to click on all contacts. That's going to send me into the screen where all of my contacts live. If you don't have anyone here yet, don't panic. That's going to be something that you're going to do throughout your real estate career, is constantly going in, adding, updating, looking at what people are doing. And I can see who's been on my website by last activity. So the last few agents, these are all agents that have been on my website. I can also look at people by first name, last name, any other type. I can sort them by that. I can see for Alicia, I don't have any reminders due for her now. I have her email. I do not have her phone number. and she is in a group. So if I click here, I can see that she is a Carroll County regional agent set up for multiple campaigns. If I also want to just look at what marketing she's receiving, I can click the teardrop. It's going to let me know she's on a few different campaigns here. And if she's been in my website, so we'll scroll down a little bit until we get to somebody that's probably me. So here we have, yep, there's me. This person was looking in Laurel at $125,000. She is set up on a saved listing search. I can see all of that data here. So just because she looked in Laurel last doesn't mean that's where she's has her listing set up for, and she's viewed 2 properties, but she hasn't favored anything. If she's favored something, I can go into the system and I can see that, and you'll see here this person's setting up, they're set up on a listing alert as well. And then how many days ago was this person in my website? It's going to give you some data here. So Alicia was in here 26 hours ago. That she did something, 7 hours ago, something was, she opened an email from me. So this is when I assigned her a drip market campaign. I can view more activity. I can open her up and I can look in and see exactly what she's doing. I can see that she opened my monthly email update, which is my monthly newsletter on the 11th. I sent it on the 9th. She opened it on the 11th. So I can kind of go in and see what people are looking at. If they favored anything, I can see that as well. I can go in, I can add a reminder. So maybe I'm talking to Alicia. I've met her at an open house last weekend, and she said, hey, can you give me a call the first week of March? I'm going to put this in. I'm going to, maybe she says, can you call me at like 6 o'clock at night? It's when I get off work. I can talk, call about listing, Alicia's home, met at open house for 123 Main Street. And any other details that you want to put here, you can include. I'm going to save that. And now I'm going to have a reminder. It's going to pop up. I do have to come into the system to get it, but it's going to remind me that day to give her a call. And I can also write notes. As a salesperson, notes are just so invaluable. So I can say, I met Alicia at the open house, at 123 Main Street. She has 2 sons in high school. And you can abbreviate. Nobody's going to see this, but you 10th and 12th. New puppy named Luna, and maybe they are puppy training not going well. So this is something that before I call her, now I have a note in the system. I can actually go through and eliminate everything else and just look at my notes. So it will come up with campaigns that you've assigned as well. But before I make that phone call, when I get that reminder, I'm going to go in and look at my notes and I'm going to say, oh yeah, Alicia, that's right. I met her at that open house. We were talking about her kids. They were talking about virtual school and how much they hated it. And they just got a puppy, so they've been really busy. So when I call her about real estate, that's not the first thing I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about how are your kids doing? How is school? Oh my gosh, graduation's coming up. How does your other, son feel about virtual school now? Like, have they gone back to school? How's that puppy training going? Oh, and then we'll get into real estate, because now I'm building a relationship with her, and we're in a relationship business. That's the best way to do the lead generation. We want to get in there and form those relationships with people. And you'll see here, I can see that I do have an upcoming reminder. I can access that here via reminders. I don't have any current, so it's not going to come up. But if I click up here, it's going to let me know it's not due until March, but it is coming up. So I always keep mine on just all. I like to look at everything. But you can import, you can actually create a contact here just through that drop down menu. I can open up that specific contact. I can add them to my system and add that person. I can add a work phone, a home phone, or a cell phone, as long as I have a phone number for them, or I have an email address for them, or I have a mailing address from them, which would go down here. As long as I can get in touch with this person, I'm able to add them to my CRM. I can also then set them up on drip market campaigns. I can also put some notes in here. So I can say this is, Towson agent. If this person is a new agent, I'm able to put that in there. That's for me, but yours would be about your client. I can also check down here to send this person a welcome email. So I signed you up on my website. Again, I can go in and I can edit this any way that I see fit. And then groups. What group would this person be in? You might have different groups than me. Well, you will have different groups than me. And then I'm going to save. And then this person's going to be in my database. I can market to this person. If my Towson group is set up to receive any kind of marketing, this person will automatically receive that marketing. So here we can see groups, and all of these, some of these are not running anymore because I teach them frequently. I'm constantly deactivating and reactivating, but there are a couple assigned campaigns that this person now will get from me, and I can also click on marketing and see things that are active that are coming out. You're also able to do an import. So if you want to import, let's say you have a list or you don't want to do it one by one, they do have some really good tips once you hit that import button. Tips for preparing your list. I always recommend reading this. I've had several agents that have gotten stuck. They've tried to do something. They didn't read through this set here. Watch the less than 3-minute video. But it lets you know that each contact must have a first name, a last name, and either an email, a phone number, or a mailing address. If you're putting in a birthday or an anniversary, it does need to go 4-digit year, then month, then day. And you can add up to 5,000 per day. You can organize them when you're looking at them by status, type, or group, and just read down through some of it. It's going to show you exactly how to do all of this. But basically, you're just going to start your import. I always highly recommend downloading their file template. It works much better than doing it on your own in Excel. But you want to make sure, again, that everyone has a separate first name and last name. I can have Susie Q, but that's how it's going to go out to her. So I want to make sure I have a first name, a last name, either a cell or a home phone or a work phone. Again, that email address, or over here on the side, that address, city, state, and zip. So I want to make sure that that's in there. I can choose the file then from my computer. It will remove any duplicate or partial contacts. Sometimes it won't even allow you to update. So maybe I have a bunch of leads. So here I have my contacts. I'm going to open that. Once I have it in there, I can hit the next button. I want to make sure that the first name is mapped, the last name is mapped, and then if I have that home number, that's mapped as well, or if it was the email, or if it was the mailing address. I'm going to hit next, choose my status, my type, and add to a group. I highly recommend adding to a group when you do this. I have a different list for every group. And if you want to know what groups you have, you can just click here, click on Manage Groups. That's going to take you right into the list that you already have. Now, you can play around with these all you want. I can take this out if I don't want this group. I'm just going to X off over here. It's gonna take that group out. I want to be careful with that. If I have 50 people in that group, they're still going to be in my database, but they're not going to be grouped together anymore. If I want them grouped together, I have to add the buyer group again, save it, and add people to that specific group. If you want to learn more about effectively using groups, there's a great link here as well. And you can get into the background and kind of look around and see some suggestions. Again, a little 3-minute video here, suggested campaigns. Please don't set them up on all of the campaigns. Choose just maybe one or maybe two. But here are some buyers, some different information that you can access to help you as you get acclimated to the system and using the system itself. There is also, I would be remiss if I did not also mention, there is a help center here. It is a very wonderful help center. So you're going to go in for training and support, getting started. Anything that you need for InTouch is in here. How to set up your profile, manage your contacts, create your groups, add contacts. If you're ready for more, you can meet with me. I can also help you to customize your InTouch website or learn all about your marketing center. So you do have a comprehensive marketing center in InTouch, how to get started, how to do drip market campaigns. There's a whole extensive design library, property marketing, how do I share and print, and just following the prompts one by one. So it's going to let you know, I have a design library. This is where you'll create different materials, flyers, marketing guides, postcards, things of that nature. And you'll see this is very comprehensive. Print designs can only be printed. And I'm going to click through to create a flyer. And that's going to throw me into step-by-step directions with screenshots on how do I do this. Once you get up and running with your marketing center, we can do a one-on-one appointment. We will go through how to manage your campaigns, how to set them up. The very first thing that I would do as you're learning InTouch before you dive into any of that would be to click on marketing, manage campaigns. And from this screen, you may not have anything. You may only have a few things, but add new campaign at the top. And then you want to go through and read through. Now, I promise you're not reading through 46 of these. Some of them are doubled up. So you have a holiday campaign for email, a holiday campaign for print, a new way home for email, a multi-channel, a print. So that's 3 of the same campaign. But read through them, see what's in here, look at some of the scripts. You're going to have some COVID messages in here, birthday greetings, energy saving tips, home maintenance tips, first-time home buyers, for sale by owner, rent to buy, offbeat holidays. There are so many things that are in here to utilize. What I find the most is people don't know that they're here. They haven't gone into the system. They haven't taken the time and invested the time into their business to see what their options are and how to utilize these. I've gone into my own marketing. I've taken the time to sit down and look at some of these, read through them, find out what works for me. And you can see here, I have a lot of active campaigns that are set up. I can set them up for groups. I can set them up for individuals, but I can get in. I can look at some of these. I can see the performance. So how many are sent out, how many people are opening. So you can see that agents have a lot of emails, so they're not opening a lot of my emails. Maybe somebody has unsubscribed. You can go through and you can see that as well.
I'm sorry.
So
go
ahead.
When you do that, you're able to, those go out automatically?
Yes, and that's my favorite part.
Okay.
And I'm not a set it and forget it person, although I do set it and forget that I did it. So I always highly suggest putting yourself in as a contact, and I am set up on every single campaign. the benefit of that is when I forget that there's an offbeat holiday. So I might not remember that it's sock day or pizza day or whatever this wacky holiday is. So February 9th, I did not remember it was National Pizza Day, but I got the email in my email inbox. And that way, if anybody came through to me and asked, any questions at all, I was able to answer them because then I had remembered, oh yeah, I sent that out. That was the email. If you're sending out a seller campaign, home improvements, a new way home care advice is one of my favorites. If you send out something like that, I'm not going to remember that I set that up. And I've had agents that have called me and they're like, hey, we set up this email and I can't remember what it was. And somebody called me and I had to fake it until I didn't quite make it because I didn't know what they were talking about. So yeah, these are all drip marketing. Anything that you set up for email is completely free. You don't pay for that. You don't pay to use the CRM. This is included as a Coldwell Banker agent. The marketing center is also included for you. It's very comprehensive. All of the email marketing that is in here, there's 900 and some options, are free for you to go in and use. Most of these are pieces of all of the campaigns that we have. If you want to do, sorry about that, if you want to do some print marketing that does cost money, that is something that you can utilize the system for. Everything does print through Express Docs. If you want to farm an area, specific neighborhood to get your name out there, to become the area expert, they have a lot of different options in here for you to choose from. And you are able to do this two ways. I can order these postcards. They're going to ship them to my house. I'm just paying for the postcards. I can label them. I can ship them out separately myself. Or if I don't even want to do that, I can upload my own mailing list. They're going to print them, stamp them, label them, and send them for me. And I don't have to touch them. I'm a fan of that. I like that part. But there are some great ones in here. Just kind of go in. It's a little overwhelming. So you can go in through collections as well. So if you want to build your own, if maybe you're looking for seasonal or holiday marketing, you want to do seller marketing, buyer marketing, you can look through. And now I only have 69 results, so that's not as bad. I'm going to make my screen a little bit bigger so that I can see them. And, maybe 2020 has got people thinking it's time for a change. Maybe the starter home is too small. So that might be a big one right now. Everybody's been stuck in their houses. A lot of people think their house is too small, or maybe it's too big. So, everything that's in here, you have access to. You can go in, you can utilize for your business. You don't need anybody's permission. Everything that's in here has the required information on it. You just want to double check it when you design it so that your phone numbers are labeled. The system's national. The rule is state, a state rule, so it doesn't always automatically do that for us. But if I find something in here that I like, I can just click through. I can personalize it with my information. Now, because I did my account, it's going to automatically pop up and it's going to autofill all of my info. So that's where I'm saying you just want to make sure that you've gone in and labeled, if it's your cell phone, if it's your office phone, and I can just save that into the system. I now have a saved design. I can go back and send this card out to any other areas that I want to send it to. And I can download the PDF to proof it if I want. I can print the mailing address right on the pieces. It will include the postage, or I can just order, maybe I want to order 100 cards to send out to an area. It's going to cost me $40. I can go through and pay with my credit card and they'll send them right to me. This is something that's already designed. I don't have to go in and create anything from scratch. So it's very beneficial as you get up and running and building your business. Lead generation, it's essential. Lead generation is essential to business. That's how we all start out. Even if you've been in the business, I work with an agent that's done this for 60 years, no lie. She's in her early 80s. She's still going strong doing real estate. And she'll tell you it's important to market yourself, put yourself out there. You're going to start getting referrals after a while. Repeat clients are going to be a big part of your business, but this is how you build it from the ground up. The CRM, having that database, being organized, having people grouped out. Maybe I have a gardening group and I can send them one piece of marketing, and that's going to look different than when I send my friends and my family. It's going to look different than when I send prospective clients or past clients. So again, we can import those contacts. I can help you do that. There are a lot of self-help. If you're one of those people, I always like to throw it out there. I have some agents that are like, just let me find the directions. I'm going to get in and do as much as possible until I get stuck. I have other agents that come to me and say, I need you to hold my hand. Like, this is kind of freaking me out. I'm here for that. So that is my job. No one ever has to pay me. Your field marketing representative, whoever, whatever office you're in, that's what we're here for. And that's what we're here to do. And then also one last thing, and I'm going to get out of mine very, very quickly and go into another agent that I know already has all her information set up. She's in the Hartford office, but that's okay. I would like to show you, once you have your IDX set up, you can go in and grab listings and you can market your own listings. Now you might say, I hear a lot of agents say, but I don't have any listings just yet. Or I'm a buyer's agent, like I don't have listings. If you don't have anything on this particular screen, you can hit this show button here, go to your office listings, and now you have a lot of listings that you're able to market. I do reach out to the agents. I ask them, is it okay if I share this on my Facebook business page? Most of the time they're like, yes, bring me a buyer, please get it sold. I can feature these properties on my website. I do not need anyone's permission. I can go through and feature these properties. I tend to choose ones that have wonderful, beautiful photography. But you can go through and choose anything that you would like. I choose all of the active because I do want people to see things that are, representative of what they can actually buy. And that's going to show up on my website. It's going to look like it's my listing. I'm not telling anybody that. I'm not breaking any rules. And it makes me look very busy. I can showcase them on my marketing emails as well. That's something additional you're able to check off while sending an email. It will round robin and it will just choose 3 from any that you have checked off. And I can also share these on Facebook. So I can take this listing, maybe Andrea gave me permission, or she said, anytime I have a listing, please go ahead and show it, and share it. I can hit the Facebook button. It gives me social media content for my business page. I don't want to share this to my personal profile. My friends most of them don't really care about real estate per se. I'm going to share it on that page that I manage, and just say, check out this beautiful home for sale in Bel Air. Contact me to schedule your private tour today. And then I can just post right to Facebook. That's going to go over to my Facebook page. It's going to post on my behalf. And I use Sandy's here just because I'm an employee. It doesn't let me do this on my own. I wish that it did. But I can share that. And when it comes up, it's going to come up with my website, all of my information. So you'll see, we'll go and I'll show you what that looks like very quickly. And that's going to be another way that you can build your business. Maybe I don't have any listings, but if the other agents in the office are okay with me sharing, now I've shared it. It's going to come from my website. It's going to give some information about the property. Beautiful photo. Check out this beautiful home for sale in Bel Air. And when they click through, they're going to go to my website. So it's going to have some other options over here that may or may not be Coldwell Banker listings. That's okay. But here, this has only been on the market for 2 days. They can go in, they can look through all of the pictures. We're going to pretend like I'm Sandy, so it's going to have all of my information. Someone can contact me directly, ask information about this particular property, what schools are in the area, payment calculator about maybe how much money would I have to pay per month for this home. So it's going to give me all of that information directly just from a Facebook post. So just know that if you don't have any listings yet, get that IDX set up if you want. I do believe it's a $10 per month charge from Bright MLS. Best $10 a month. If they let me use it, I would definitely be using it. But it gives you the opportunity to push out some listings and make yourself look very, very busy on social media. And again, that comes back from InTouch. So it gives you that option from InTouch. So that was kind of a really quick run through of InTouch. Again, we can always sit down together one-on-one, go through all of this together, get all of it set up. You'll see here now I have a new contact that I added. This person has come up here. So if I need to do any follow-up, if I need to add myself a reminder, anything that I need to do, I can do that. And as soon as I change this status to something else, she'll disappear from here, but she's still in my contacts. She's still in that group. And if I've already set her up for marketing, she's going to get that no matter what. So hopefully that wasn't too much information. I know it's kind of a very broad system. There are a lot of working pieces, but as you go through AMP and start doing a lot of your lead generation, it's an amazing tool to be able to go in, add your contacts. I can add notes in the system. I can add reminders for myself in the system because I don't want to do lead generation and reach out to Alicia today and never call her again. I don't want her to just get my basic emails. You know, if I have her phone number, I'm going to call her 3 months or 4 months or 6 months down the line just to check in, just as a person, or send her a personal email. Maybe I can get her mailing address and I can send her a handwritten note, or I can send her a postcard. You're able to do that as well. You can send mail to anybody in your database as well. With that, I'll stop talking. Do you have any questions?
Lots of questions, but no, not right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind probably meeting with you one-on-one.
Oh, definitely. And it looks like